we're back with another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII, also known as the Shart of Doom. I'm your host, the RPG guy. And so, just a heads up, we finished the Crystarium. I'm not going to get any extra XP out of it, or CP, because we still have questing of this main storyline to do. And we're probably going to have to level up, grind one more time in the game. It took about 2 hours. So I've only grind twice. One was for about 40 minutes to an hour, I think, and then this one's 2. So we've grinded 3 hours of this game so far. Just to give you kind of an average here. So let's do this. So let's do this.
Oh, getting serious now. What a... Oh, you're gonna love this.
There we go. You gotta admit, the combo that Vanilla and Sazh have together is a pretty good combo. Where they can kind of exploit buffing and debuffing the enemy at the same time. Probably should have did this when we started to know what his weaknesses are. Even though we were using them anyway.
This is gonna sting.
Let's build it up again.
This is gonna sting. No stopping us.
Get some. So far, we're doing pretty good. We're losing some of our buffs, so we may need to do a rebuff. Look at that. Nice. Right into a consecutive stagger here. No complaint out of me. Oop, he hit us. His battle, however, is almost over. And that's all she wrote. Get the mother load. And we'll move on. Now you might assume that that could be just from being overpowered on the Nugget. On the Crystarium. And yeah, we'd probably be taking a lot more damage.
Huh?
But, holy coincidental nonsense, Batman. But yeah,
Dodge, why are you here?
Anyway.
Because you promised.
But how did you get here?
Yeah, really, dude. How did you get here?
Dodge! Wait! Come back! Dodge! Not you. Not you, Dodge.
Told you he's the best character.
The capture of undesirables. It seems that was your son's focus.
Look, Umbrella.
Dodge fulfilled it admirably and served Cocoon in the process. You should be proud of him. Mr. Catsroy.
After I kill you, I'm gonna motorboat you. I'm a monster.
Great help. He could sense power of pulse origin. That let us monitor you. Words can't express our gratitude. The data he provided on enemyless sea was invaluable.
What a bitch.
And speaking of gratitude, we enhanced the surveillance footage from the energy plant.
Enhance.
Those are the pulseless sea behind what happened.
And this.
The picture's
Okay.
a little grainy, but I'm sure you recognize that one. You've spent so much time together.
Fang, let's go.
Well, we knew she was about to tell him, so the timing of this is stupid. But
You want to be a monster?
they could have been separated as well, but at some point too. But
We know the path that matters. Right? We are enemies of Cocoon. Know what I say? Play the part and raise some hell. Might jumpstart our memories.
What?
The foul sea. Let's smash it.
so yeah. Again, the issues surrounding Sazh are pretty good.
Daddy!
And to be fair, it was. But look at he saw what happened. So there is a group of people, and I kind of side with them that would say that it wasn't Vanille and Fang's fault outright. But again, it's this forced kind of storytelling that just doesn't work.
Is the reason Dodge was made of the sea. Ironic, isn't it? The very girl you're protecting is the one who stole your son. Hold. Shall we finish the job? Or would you prefer to?
Colonel Nabat, what now?
Follow them and observe. How often do Lassie kill their own?
So this was a weak villain plot in a way. It's a neat idea, but you got to do better. It didn't look like Sazh was that pissed off, so maybe that could be part of it. He looked more like he wanted to talk to her. Yeah, he has some very important, deep questions to inquire with her, versus his innate need to want to kill her. That's what I interpret from the expressions. Now, in all fairness, but yeah, this element is one of the better elements so far as building up the character Sazh and the story surrounding it.
Even try to run.
Is it good?
What was waiting?
Not really. It's not. It's not the great. It's not a great story thing. It's a very predictable one. I did not predict it the first time, but what I will say is that it is
People would trust you.
it is
Them as shields.
The-
How many you gotta drag down with you?
anyway, you get my point.
And a killer.
That's why I say Sazh is one of the better characters, but then he kind of gets forgotten too at the same time. So.
Tired of living with guilt? Then die with it. Vanille.
My name is Erbadia Vanille. I'm a Lassie from Grand Pulse.
The more you
And to
know.
everyone on Cocoon, evil. Shoot me for your son.
Don't you even! You think you die, and that's that? Hmm? You think you die and everything will be sugar and rainbows?
Then what can I do?
I know that sounds like a weak line, but that's actually not bad. I'm giving you
Can't live or
a
die.
few. I'm trying to be objective.
Don't ask me. You figure it out.
Okay, I know I'm negative a lot of the time,
No.
but because there is a lot of bad shit. But the stuff that is good should be noted, or at least not good, but like tolerable.
Neither do I. It's over. There's nothing to do. Shooting you won't help. Neither will living.
Oh man, that Del Taco's going through him pretty good.
Do your worst, you freak.
It's not over.
Okay, fine. You want me? Come and get me!
Alright, so we're getting one of these. And this is in place of Ifrit, I think, which... yeah. I don't like that.
I'll get serious now.
Let's get some of this up. Specifically... Alright, let's yin-yang here, because we need to recover. If we look here, immune to fire, obviously weak to everything else. Stagger point and then chain resistance is low. So now we can get on the offensive here. be cutting us close. As usual. If we don't get it, we'll try one more time, but... Yeah, I went Commander, I think, too long. Which doesn't help. When I should have gone to Ravager earlier on. There we go, got it.
That's right. Let's do it.
It's a card. It's a card. Maybe I'm glad they didn't use Ifrit for this, because at least it doesn't insult Ifrit. So Brynhildr, instead of Brynhilda, Brynhildr, is ours, for lack of a better term. Pew pew. Pew 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 pew.
A lot of things can be excused.
But not my farts.
Shooting kids ain't one.
You tell him. Nugget knows how it goes.
Kindness like his, you don't forget.
Now, again, when I say that that Sazh is a good character, it's a good character within the realm of this story.
Enough is enough.
Damn. But my point inherently still stands, is that even though I say it's a good story, it's good in comparison to the other characters in this story. I don't think this story is worthy of such a decent... So, how would I compare this with other character developments in other games? It's moderate. It's fine. It's like in the middle of quality, where other characters in other Final Fantasy games are much better. But it is interesting to see that Sazh is probably the best written character in this story, as far as relatable and to a degree, and written rather, at least decently enough that you can understand it.
There's a perfect tool.
Yeah, it's called a dildo, babe. Get one. Ah.
All of Cocoon was
Or
against
douche.
them.
Maybe she needs a douche. Maybe she has a smelly,
With us dead, they
That's why she's
thought
evil.
everything would
Because
go
it's dying. She got too much cheese on that taco. Ow!
the way it was
Ow, that's nasty. Okay, I'll stop being gross. I'm sorry, guys. Or am I? But yeah, as regards to Sazh, his story, the weird thing was that Dodge was there, with no... That was a weird element of that scene. And here's the thing, that could break that... That could break the... You know, you could break your lack, your realm of understanding of the story, and or not understand. What am I saying? It takes you out of the story a little bit that Dodge is just suddenly there to turn into Crystal because he completed his focus. But it is something that it is questionable. But the rest of it plays out fine. Did he really need to be there? No. She could have showed him a video footage of that happening. Or they could have been in a place where they would have found Dodge and then that happens, and it would have been more substantial. But, so, you could argue the location and the timing of showing Dodge's transformation is weird and kind of sudden. But everything surrounding that element is good for this game.
With their execution as the climax,
You can't just call him Sid.
people will cheer their demise, and Fal'Cie Dominion will be undisputed.
All
Blah, 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 blah,
Trying
blah.
to draw us out.
Bait, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Here are your friends. Come and get them.
They taste like chicken.
Well, if they're daring us to mount a rescue, I'll take that action. All in.
Where'd you get your coat back?
Bets are on the table. We leave when you're ready.
And how is it not riddled, or how is it not riddled with bullet holes? Oh, he sewed them up, but it looks so seamless. I know. That's reaching when it comes to being questionable. And we are in control of lightning. Notice how I struggled with that for a minute. Just because I'm like that. And we've got lots of things to spend it on. For her, Commando's probably going to be the big one. As we're now getting in the 1,000-point range here. We should have enough to mostly get them there, if not all the way get them done. As you can easily see, we clearly have over 40,050 when we started. We got all these delicious stats. But I should have been looking for powers, huh? Now that I'm thinking about it. Scourge is there. So we'll go all the way to Scourge. And we'll take that magic with us, too. We'll save the roll bonus for last, because that's... you know what? We should have enough. We really should have enough. Alright. Let's do medic next, just to... So what if she get a medic? Renew. And raise. Okay, those are big, so we'll grab those. Because I don't trust Hope to do jack squat. And if you really need two healers, you'll have it. So everything there is good to go. Ravager. There's Arrow. We'll be cutting it close. And Watara. And there we go. And look, we still got about 2,000 left over. So that covers all of her Crystarium with almost 3,000 left over. So I'm happy with that. Let's set up the other characters. I don't know why I keep pressing the wrong freaking button. Alright, Hope the Dope. Let's see. Synergist. Veil. We get Boone. Round he goes. Where it stops, only we know. He didn't seem to have as much, and his cost a bit more, so I should probably have been more careful. Let's go to Ravager. Make sure he gets his spells. Overwhelm. And medic. Just double checking, making sure it's all good. There we go. So there, he's all squared away. And you can see HP-wise, the characters are so close. So these two should pull away pretty good. For these two, unlocking Commando and Saboteur, or Sentinel and Saboteur, Commando is probably the least important. For... I don't know, actually. They're probably all important to be technical. So let's just keep at it, shall we? Now hers, look at that, 1,200. Hers are a lot more expensive, so we need to be very careful with what we invest in here, because we may not actually have enough. Kursaga. Okay, so let's go for spells and skills first, because like I said, her shit's so freaking expensive. We need to be indubitably sure that we can grab everything. Indubitably. We'll grab everything along the way to a skill too, you know, so just keep that in mind too. And then whatever we have left over, we'll invest in specific. Okay. Wait a minute, we're missing something. Oh yeah, that's right, I didn't get the rest of this. Okay, we'll come back to that. Commando. And we might actually be short. That's why I wanted to do this first. That's why we're doing hers this specific way. We may even have to do Numbnut Snow the same way. We'll grab this roll level. Yeah, we're going to probably be just short, I think. Yeah, we're going to be short. For the Sentinel roll level, we're going to be short. And that's fine. And that's fine. We'll get that. We'll get the rest of that when we get there. See, even all the grinding that I did barely caught her up. And technically, she's not really caught up. Ravager is probably the one with numbnuts I'm not as concerned about because he sucks at life. So we'll look at Sentinel here. And his are going to be not as expensive, so we should be able to do all of his. Death Ward. That's actually relevant. Prevents instant death. Except Doom by the, you know. I believe it doesn't protect against that. You notice everybody's getting, like, revive or auto-revive? Let's do Commando. Those big HP buffs. And those strength buffs. You notice there wasn't really too many new skills for Commando. And then Ravager. And he's going to have more than enough. So the only character that's actually slightly behind with no XP, with no CP to spend is Fang, which was always weird, and that they made her skill so freaking expensive, but they did. And she'll get caught up very quickly, but she will be probably the furthest behind when it comes to CP, with clearly Snow being far ahead of the rest. But you can see she's still the stronger character physically. Now, it could be because her bladed weapon is level 5 versus his power circles being level 3. So that's something to work on at some point. But magically, you know, she's superior as well. Now, we do need to do something with a doctor's code. So let's remove it from... because we only need one equipped on a character party at a time. That'll help his magic because his magic is garbage, or we help his attack. And I'm thinking long term, I don't know if we don't really have access to it yet, would be to give him more strength. Or to give him some resistance, which we can do too. Yeah, the magic doesn't make sense. Actually, it does to a degree because he sucks at it, so we'll just give him that. And then when we get a chance, we'll power up his gear a little bit more, and we'll look. I should be rather looking into some kind of power up for their gear in a bit here. We got some new gear, and we should be looking at the means to do it. Let's see here. Again, we do have good stuff. Augment maintenance, improved cure. These would be great things to work on. These characters are not in our party right now. Improved counter, that's okay, but it's not relevant at this moment. The paladin has improved guard, but it's expensive as shit. And you know, what do we have? We have a shit ton of torn leather. And so I'd like to give him an improved guard, to be fair. Get that bonus. I'm probably doing this wrong, and I'm sure somebody in the chat will point out that I'm leveling up gear wrong. And that's fine for pointing that out. Thank you. That I'm doing, but these are pre-recorded, and like I said, I'm being someone who has not played this in a long time. You know, this is what I'm going through to try to figure it out. You know what I mean? It's just I'm just fucking around with it. And maybe there's some reason to the rhyme. But I'm showing you that it's not really relevant. Those superconductors we've been getting for quite a while. Boom. Big time. Now, where does that put it with Power Circle 3715 but 2020? So it really is not, you know, the Power Circle is better for strength, but this is just good all around. So I'm more inclined to build this up a bit because of the fact that it's that generous. Where's that plentiful one? $24.24. What else do we got? $28.28. Okay, let's look at the other characters because we spent a lot on his weapon here for Paladin. We'll make sure we equip it to him too. Guybolg, I don't know. That looks like a similar difference, but we'll keep looking. Axis Blade. Again, you get a reduced AT. You get its better ATB charge, which can make or break a character's performance. He gets critical shield with that, so I guess we could just leave that alone. But ATB charge from attacking too. That's probably worth the investment. So we need to get this one up a bit. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we could buy. Well, okay, here's probably a point where we could sell some of those chips we've been holding on to. I guess is now the time for us to start making that executive decision here. So we clearly don't have the money to buy any of this. So let's go ahead and sell. That. Keep those guys. I have no idea what to spend it on. Let's take a look. Again, I could regret all of this too. Yeah, nothing like what we had before. Nothing like the superconductor anyway. Let's just start getting this stuff the rest of the way there. And that's as far as I'm willing to take that right now. And again, we'll get more opportunities to grind some more goods, and we could start talking about maybe getting rid of the weaker level up items. That's later down the road. Let's go ahead and go to equips really quick. I still debate whether or not that was really worth it, and it probably wasn't. 252, so it lowers things down quite a bit. Her magic, not so much. It only goes down 4 for her there. And then her physical attack goes down. So we'll give this a try, though. Whereas with Numbnuts, the Paladin, his attack only goes down a little bit. His magic goes up a whole bunch. And he gets improved guard for his trouble. So we'll give that a shot. Again, I could have just screwed all of that up, to be honest with you. And a part of me is just like, does it really matter? And currently, in the game's current layout, it really doesn't. Not at this moment. And like I said, we'll worry about the finer details when we get there. I don't know why I keep running this way. Is there... What is over here? Nothing, okay. We'll just walk right by the thing that will help us move on.
Once we take off, there's no turning back. You sure you're ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Because there's going to be save points where I can probably buy shit anyway, so you're not fucking fooling anybody, asshole.
This baby back here is a XIII vessel. It'll deliver you to the Palamecia.
Oh, we're cargo now?
A parting gift to our rotting government. Take those XIII guys apart.
It's like he wants to have a southern accent, but just can't quite do it. Or he's trying to cover it up.
Bring 'em on. Vanille's in there.
I'm sure she's fine. Vanille's tougher than I could ever be.
Hope, are you scared?
Yeah, I'm terrified. But I'll be okay. Because I have you. And this guy. And Fang.
I will say an improvement to the Sazh scene too would not have been to show him in that like containment thing when they wheeled him off, because clearly most of us know if you get shot in the head it's going to be pretty graphic. Just saying. They could have showed this receptacle and you would assume he's in it. So that would have been an improvement upon that scene. Again, like I said, it's those little touches that can take you out of the moment and it ruins what they were trying to execute. And that's why I'm so critical of it.
We didn't expect to see you here in person, Your Eminence.
This crisis threatens the entirety of Cocoon, my child.
Zora?
Standing at the fore is a leader's charge.
Wholeheartedly.
It also affords a splendid view of the impending execution.
What's the holdup? Stand by.
Our villain finally has a scene.
Let me land this bird or I'll crash her into your ass.
Okay, that was pretty good. Joking aside, a little before that, yeah, he's not a good villain. I've heard people try to defend him, and then his entire villainy kind of falls apart. But we'll in due course, because we're only 15 hours of story and gameplay into a game that's barely introduced its main villain. Or introduced its villain group. Like, legitimately introduced it too. You could argue that What's-Her-Face with the glasses was introduced earlier, but yeah, there was no establishment of what the fuck was going on. And you have to establish that SciComm, I think it was SciComm, you have to establish that first. Mountain Dew Code Red.
All right, let's tear him up.
We're here for Vanille and Sazh. Stay focused.
Blah, 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 blah. Time to die. See your guard now. Tough enough. Tough stuff. He'll be fine. So you can see how her ATB bar actually reduces less when she attacks, because as she attacks, she's gaining some ATB back. That's the power of that sword, making her turn come up more frequently, which is good, except when she's a healer. It doesn't work because she's not attacking. Got it? Get it, got it, good. And again, like I said already, a safe point. Let's check out, before we go too far into this, check out our paradigms, because we kind of need to do that. So we have a handful of them here. And what we're looking for, what we need to make sure is that we have, you notice there isn't one where we have medic there. And then what we need is like a debuff team. Completely covered. And then let's see what else we have here. We're gonna need, Commando. Trying to think here. Yeah, he's the better offense. So that's also what we want too. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's pretty good. And that'll work too. Okay. Just trying to make sure we got everything squared away there. Let's make a save, because saving's your friend. And I have to say this is a great place for us to stop, guys. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Art for more live gaming action. And when we come back, we take these guys head on to another gauntlet of battles. We'll see you guys there.